Welcome to the BARCast podcast. I am Salt and I'm pleased to welcome, I should say, the reigning bar fit champion himself. I gotta get your due titles right. My Coach Thompy is in the house for this episode of the BARCast podcast. Hey, Thompy, how you doing, man?
I'm not doing bad, man. It's a pleasure being here. I must say, finally I made the podcast.
You never been on the podcast before?
No, this is my first time, man.
We had you lined up before then.
Yeah, I think so, but this is my first time.
I honestly thought we had. I feel like we talk about bars so many times already, right?
Yeah.
That it probably felt as though I have talked to you about on the podcast already for more many conversations. But thanks for coming though.
Yeah.
For sure, it takes some time out of your schedule. What you schedule like though, Tom? Because I feel like all you do is train.
I will not say that. In the morning I have some personal training, and then from there I head off to my work. And a lot of people still don't believe I do a normal, a normal job.
Call it 7 to 3.
Yeah, it's a 3 job. And then from when I get home and stuff, then I would do I have a small studio gym.
Right.
We call it Fitness Goals. And I try to encourage people to get healthy, get fit, and stuff like that. Also to a lot of people from the bar to pass through and get a little fitness going on and stuff.
So the studio is called
Fitness Goals Studio.
Fitness Goals Studio.
Yeah. And then we have a section that we have named Outdoor Fitness.
Where that's what I was going to ask you now.
Right.
Here.
So our outdoor fitness now is more where our performance athlete is. Right? So you will find person more like Andrea Lovell, Sharika Duggan, you will have Blondell Hurley, myself and stuff like that. So we try to.
So the people that are from Fitness Goals, but more like into the performance stuff.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so person who's more perform at bar in the competitive wave.
Right. Whereas Fitness Goals is just if your goal is fitness.
If your goal is fitness, and then you want to do more like the open way for bar, or maybe like you're doing I would say the let's call it the other section in bar, which is the corporate,
The corporate, yes, you want to open way for corporate,
corporate as well too. People who is not that competitive and don't want to be that competitive either.
Is it a CrossFit gym or not a CrossFit gym?
No, it's not a CrossFit gym. I would call it more as functional fitness gym. So we just mostly teach people how to do things functional, like things that's gonna help you with your everyday lifestyle. Like squatting properly. Like push-ups, planks,
I find that functional fitness is actually very beneficial. A lot of people don't really, because it's just about being able to move it and move it in an efficient way, right?
Correct, yeah. And then when you have that baseline fitness, you can put that towards, especially for bar, you can put that towards lifting and moving things,
right.
And then it's more efficient. So the efficiency over, especially a long period of time, that is what you want as well. Like for instance, in bar, we do Atlas Stone carry. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people just say, hey, I want to take up the Atlas Stone. But we practice to pick up the Atlas Stone, for repetition. We want to take it up for 20 times, not just one.
Yeah.
Because the day that the Atlas Stone drop, you got to pick it up again.
Yeah.
So it's more like functional stuff like that.
I actually know you mentioned the Atlas Stone. One of the things that I remarked upon while watching you at the Bar Fit Games is that while everybody picking it, the Atlas Stone, setting it on the shoulder and then moving, you was picking it up while moving and setting it while moving.
Right, yeah. So that is something that we practice as well.
Right.
How to get from point A to point B as quick as possible. Because, truthfully, when you have persons like yourself, Saul, everybody is still match. They're still, still equal on the starting line.
Yeah.
So you have to start looking at different edge of how can you get this edge on this person.
Yeah.
Right. You want to ask yourself, this person may be better than you, but then you may be stronger in this section or that section. So then you have to work with your strength and then try to, for your weaknesses, it's more like, we call it more like, just try your best to maintain. You don't want to do the worst in your weakness. You just want to try to maintain. You're not gonna win, or you're not gonna maybe pass anybody in that weak section, but you don't want to do the worst either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people is always remark on Thompy on competition day is a different animal, a different beast. Where is about competition as bro, a different animal in Thompy, man? Where is let's say Bible competition?
Yeah, I would say I love the adrenaline. My competition start like from a week out. It's like it start started going through my head all the time about how I'm gonna approach this competition. Start with my nutrition, start eating properly. Starting trying to get enough sleep. I actually start monitoring the stuff that I put in my body. Like even when I start eating breakfast and stuff, I want to make sure that my breakfast is going in. I want to find out like what time is gonna come out and stuff like that. So I want to have a mindset of like actually what I have into my body, and then also too. Then you want to.
Every time you eat, then you're thinking about it as fuel for your body.
Yes. I think about fuel. Like sometimes I would eat maybe in night time, just maybe around 6 or so, and then I would say I'm not gonna eat any breakfast because what I already have in that is my fuel, and I wanna do maybe a workout in the morning where I can use that to fuel my body to see how long can I go without feeling tired and stuff like that.
So there's a lot of trial and error too. Sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of you try some don't work out, and then also to sleep is very important. That is like. I would say one of the number one things.
Okay.
There are times that you go to sleep and you wake up and you still feel tired. And you feel tired. I would say one of the stuff that definitely helped me to train and stuff is like amino energy.
Okay.
Right. I tell people amino energy is not something that is gonna help you on race day, but is when you are training, and you say you're training on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You need something to keep you training, right? So the more you can train during the week, right, the better you should become.
Right? Is that rest days though?
Yeah, it's that rest days.
For sure. Right. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people is forego that. I think themselves. Thompy out there working, so he gotta work.
Yeah. Rest day is very important, and also not just rest day, but like more active rest day as well too.
Okay.
So I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I try my best to spend time with them as well too, and they're very active as well.
Oh, good.
So my 9-year-old daughter, she would be like her for rest day for me is like running a 3K with her.
She's 9 years old, running 3Ks.
Yeah, running 5Ks and stuff like that. So she want to be active like that, She got knapsack and stuff like that. So she's pretty good as well too.
Right.
So so I would find that as my active rest day.
We're running a 3K with a 9-year-old. That would be a test for her, but for you, not just.
Correct.
Yeah, hardy wears you heart right now.
Yeah. Sometimes you push a little, and I had, sometimes it'd be like my heart would be like, I'd be like down at her like, and what, yeah. And then my son, we do some cycle at Bushy Park on Tuesday evening as well too, So
you're keeping the kids active as well. You've always been into physical activity. It was all like even from school days and things.
Yeah, from school days. Yeah, I always like physical activities. Like for me, I always people always say, "Hey, Thompy, you always everything, every little competition." Yeah, Thompy everything. I remember one of my first competition that I had, and I was competing, and when I started, I was like, I need to win the title. I need to get on the podium, win something.
Yeah.
And I can remember this guy Richie from I think can't remember the gym he was at, but they had like a truck pull, like one of those stewards truck. That was in Maxwell, one of those, you had to pull that truck.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was in the gym, and it was like, hey, to myself, I knew that they had this truck pull, but they have bigger guys in the gym. These guys are stronger. I was like, I'm not telling these guys anything. So I went down there, and then it was only me and then some other guys that not really gym fanatics, right?
Yeah.
And start pulling this truck and stuff like that.
You get it moved?
Yeah, you get it moved because it was a big task of actually moving truck, but a little persistent and just patience, because once you get the wheel to move, then you just gotta keep the tension on, the momentum on, and it's gonna move, right? Yeah. But a lot of people was pulling, and it's like, oh my god,
gotta lean into it,
and stuff. So that was actually one of my first titles.
And you won that? You won that?
Correct, yeah. So then the guys was like, hey, Thompy gonna do this thing. And nobody didn't know that you were do this thing and stuff like that. And then from there, when it comes to like the real fitness world and stuff, it's like, and then they realize,
it's a lot, though.
It's a lot, yeah.
That's one of the things I always remark upon too, though, like just how broad the fitness world is. It's a whole other ecosystem going on in the fitness world. We started calling names, and they say, oh yeah, he was at this gym, and he was at that gym, or he was in this competition. I remember he ain't all mats this time, so it's been around for a long time, people.
All Max was an epic event. All Max was so good.
You used to be at All Max as
Yeah,
well?
I did the first. I think I did the first All Max.
Uh-huh.
I can remember one thing I like about All Max. I must commend George of All Max is for a person who was hosting the All Max, who put on the All Max. He showed persons that it can be done. It's not just like a he actually did it himself.
Right.
Everybody was fighting for the swim.
Even he.
Even him was fighting
Yeah.
for the swim. And then I went up by the gymnasium in the aquatic center, say, hey, let me go and practice my swim. And then look, I see George Griffith out there swimming.
Right.
George cannot swim either. George cannot swim the 800 meters.
Right.
And
He put on an event with a discipline in the planet to compete with something that he cannot do himself.
Yes.
To show people.
Yeah, to show people, yes, that it can be done. And then he is actually starting from scratch as well too.
Yeah.
Because when you're swimming, especially in Barbados, like hey, a lot of persons, the competitors, they're back out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this can be done. I could, I started practicing my swim and stuff. My swim is not the best, everybody know that. But just because I actually saw him in it,
Right.
and I was like, no, I'm gonna do this.
Knowing that something could be done is actually, I was saying in the last podcast, a major part of the battle, coast to coast, for instance. A lot of people told George last year, coast to coast cannot be done. It's nothing possible. And your teammate out there, what time you did it in? Under 4 hours?
Yeah, we did under 4 hours. I think we did like 3 hours and like 57 minutes or so. Yeah.
Plan to do it again this year?
We're trying to get a team together. I would say that our team right now is not solid. We're looking for another team member at this present time.
Yeah.
This time for us it's gonna be a little more serious because
it's actually the whole event is a little more serious this time.
Correct, yeah. And so we want to really, I would like to push maybe like a 3:45 or so.
Oh well, you should be able to get that done though.
Yeah, or
You should be
even
able to get that done.
yeah,
I feel you should be even pushing for 3:30.
even 3:30.
Yeah.
Because when we if I look at where we can make up grounds, I would definitely say from when you pass Salters. After we pass Salters, we back off a lot. We start going on the phone. We start looking for where other people are and stuff like that.
Just you head in front and chipping.
Yeah, and then when we get down to like closer to the hospital and stuff like that, then we realized that time was really getting away.
Yeah.
So then we had to start running with the obstacles and stuff like that.
To make sure you get it under 4.
So I would say, I think under 4 is a challenge itself.
Yeah.
I would tell you, we did not stop, we did not rest.
Not one time, not even.
Not one time.
Only the person that did not have an implement at the time would get a drink or something like that.
Correct. I will tell you this, right? So when Adande took the love from me, and I went to get my power aid from Debbie, which was our driver.
Yeah, your support.
It's our support vehicle. They grabbed the power aid, and I do so and drink my power aid. And I was like, okay, all right, let me just look right here for the other guys. When I look up, my team was almost 150 meters ahead.
Moving.
They were moving.
Yeah.
Like, once you stop by the support vehicle, you cannot walk and get back to your team.
Right.
We had to run and get back to the team.
Right.
So we really had a really strong team. I must
congrats to all guys.
Yeah, I must commend Blondell, Adande, and Trisha as well. Trisha was she's a big, she didn't think that she could, but
she did it.
She did it.
That's the point we're making about bar and all of the events. It is about knowing that it can be done. And even though if we might be the little lambs to the slaughter that going on doing it the first time because we love it, but the point is that we're showing people these things can be done. The power of human spirit. Yeah,
I honestly, when we started off, when George, he told me about it and stuff, and I heard it advertised and said, I was like, nah, this impossible, this impossible.
Yeah.
I even had
my first thought as well. Yeah.
It was. I said like logs, from Bath. I say it was this is impossible.
Yeah.
But like as the hype start getting, moving on with.
And that's why you want all that listening and watching right now. When the hype starts to tell you want to make sure that you get a registration in because you don't want to be suffering from fear of missing out.
Yeah, and it can be done. It can be done. It is not that bad, honestly. Like
Once you get over potholes.
yeah, once you get over potholes, it becomes like so. It becomes more as a team spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is. It's like we were just chatting and talking all the way. It was just fun.
And then as the sun comes up and people start to come out and see what and people start to ask the questions and things they do.
Yeah, correct. You know, and
they start to feel accomplished. You start to feel like you got people cheering you on. Like, but you come from where? Like what? I mean, them things. Yeah. So you start to feel like, and that always boosts your confidence and enables your performance.
Yeah, like when we get down to Halls Road, down with the hospital, the guy was asking us, where y'all walking from? And the guy said, where y'all coming from? Like with the Globe or something? I said, I'm coming from Bath. I was like, what? I just because I said, y'all are like Superman or something. I said, so where do you sign up for this? Where do you sign up for this?
Exactly.
And even they had some guys from Defense Force. They was like, hey, tell me, where do you sign up for this kind of stuff?
Right.
And
we would love to get some of those guys involved as well.
So we felt really good that even guys from Defense Force was even asking like, hey, y'all doing this kind of challenge.
We want to start to get some cards on us so we can hand them out. We want to see the defense force and the police task force and firemen as well involved in some more of these bar activities. Not saying that the average person can do it, but those people, they got the mind.
Yeah.
Right? And if they make a do bar things, then we know they can defend the country.
Yeah, it would definitely help them as well too with what they're doing as well. It will add something to their training as well. Yeah. Because in life, you can always learn from anything,
Yeah.
And it's always a learning process all the time.
What I like about bar though for me is that it's helped build your mental resolve. So it's helped you to, like, even if you get challenges in life, then you know I do these things in bar. You might not necessarily tell yourself that in those words, but your mindset changes from accomplishing tasks that you knew or you thought before were not possible to know that you can do them. So when you face challenges in real life, you start to adopt that kind of mindset going through your life basically on a day-to-day basis. You have found that to be your experience, given your experiences in competition?
Yeah, definitely. And I must say, like, even like sometimes I put on a little a little event kind of like where we will have like me and George would speak. Hey, I doing something done with me.
Yeah.
And I want and get some of the guys to come down and stuff. And when they finish and stuff, I was like, hey, y'all go ahead. I want to put my equipment because to me, it's like I like doing that. I like to know that like I can actually get a part of the workout. And sometimes because there's so much to me, there's so much equipment on the ground. It's like, yo, there's a little task. But then I always see things in like training. Everything that I do, I always put it to training.
Right.
I had one incident where my mom, she have a wall and the wall broke. So all the bricks and stuff was on the ground. And she was like, hey, we gotta rent a bobcat. I was like, hey,
it's training.
Listen, I am gonna do this. And then I just have that mindset. Look, I want to try to move these bricks as quick as possible. So I start moving the bricks and stuff like that. Like in 20 minutes, she came outside and looked and said, "Wait, where are all the bricks gone?" I was like, "Yeah, I moved the bricks." And then I felt accomplished like that because she thinking about even a machine to move these things.
Are you thinking to yourself, it's just a bunch of bricks, a bunch of lifts and moves, right? Yeah. So even with work and stuff like that is I always like to see things as tasks now. Yeah.
Things that could be accomplished.
Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of stuff is impossible. I think that sometimes it will take time. Right. I actually have a workout that I do. It is like a 500 meters tire flip, and what I teach you to do is like it's not gonna finish in any time soon. Like it can take time. When you do 1-2 flips and you realize how far you have to go, right? It's just patience and time, right?
Knowing that you can get to the end.
Knowing that you can get to the end. And I find that the course was just like that. It's like we cannot run down to the hospital or run down to Boatyard with the obstacle. We can't. Yes, sir, we have to take our time. Yeah, one foot instead of front of the next. But because of where on the past it is, when you start getting halfway and you look back, so see how far you came from. That is the accomplishment. Like when you see how far you came from.
If you get halfway, you can get the other half.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Because sometimes looking in front is be clouded, right? But when you look back and you see how far you came from, you be like, yo, yeah.
That's actually interesting too, and interesting for life as well. Not to get too deep on podcast, but if you think about it with bar, when we first started bar, nobody was out running with the Atlas Stone.
Yeah.
And look at what bar is now,
Right.
right? Understand? So that alone, how you feel about the development of bar and the development of athletes in bar? People you see coming to bar and get better.
Yeah. A lot of people are improving a lot. I think a lot of people are taking it a little more serious. I always tell persons that you need to give your body a little chance to, to do it best. Don't try to just jump into bar, unless you're doing open weight or we're doing it for fun, right? But even if you're doing it for fun, I still believe you have to at least come and practice. Practice.
Give yourself your best shot.
Give yourself your best chance of it.
Yeah.
It's like a person who want to just come and do bar and never went through the forest yet. The first time I even went through the forest, I thought it was like the longest forest in history. I thought it was so long that this is not going to finish. Right. But then we gotta realize that this is a mind, it's your mind and stuff. So at least if you just come and walk through the course, even just before you do bar, it helps.
Yeah.
So when I look back and see a lot of people now, when I down in the forest and see a lot of people like, hey, and I see Leander down in the forest, I see different people, doing it. I say, yeah.
Yeah, we going again, experience in the forest.
Experience it, I see people have a little log. I see logs here, so this log is not supposed to be here.
It's in a bar log, right?
What is this in the forest? And I see people training.
Yeah.
Then I see, this is where the sport's supposed to be.
Yeah.
People are now putting in training to get the best effort of the competition.
Yeah.
And I think that is very important as well. There's always that part of bar where you can just maybe jump in, you and your friends, and just have a fun time and laugh and all that stuff. That is okay.
That's great. Yeah.
You understand? But as you start, saying that you want to do a better time and you want to improve, and you don't want it to be so difficult.
A lot of the time, I find that the hardest thing is to get some person to do it the first time, even if you do it for fun, and that almost comes naturally afterwards. You wanted to improve on it because it's so much fun, despite it being challenging. Right? Once you get to the end and you get that finish your t-shirt, you accomplish it. Or it's even sometimes people don't accomplish it, say next year they got to finish it.
Yeah.
But then it started playing the word and get better and better. It's just about spreading the word and letting people know these things can be done. Speaking of improvement, I was watching on Instagram on outdoor fitness pages, Outdoor Fitness 246.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is coming up to Bar Fit.
Yeah.
And I see you and Caroline with Atlas Stones.
Right.
And then I saw at the actual Bar Fit games where how Caroline run that 200-meter Atlas Stone carry. That was like a lot of training at Outdoor Fitness that solidified that technique.
Yeah.
Because when I spoke of improvements, Caroline running with that Atlas Stone flashing my mind immediately because I was super impressed.
Yeah. So I was training her to the different ways of running with the Atlas Stone.
Yeah.
And I was telling her you need to let that Atlas Stone try to sit on the traps itself.
She got some nice traps.
Yeah, correct. And then she already have that built as well too.
Yeah.
So I tell you, don't be frightened, right? Even when you run the Atlas Stone, it will move around a bit, But then if you think about running, running is something where you have using both your legs.
feet.
So you got your hands and your legs, right? As you start to hold the Atlas Stone with both hands, it means that you actually cut the power of how fast you can go forward, right?
So you can have totally four limbs.
Right. So it's saying if you can get one of your hands are free, where you can start driving, even just momentum, you understand? It can help you to go a little faster, right? And then she's strong as well too.
Yeah, she is very strong.
Right. So I think sometimes a little technique goes a long way, and that is why people need to turn up to the to the George pop-ups. You got to turn up to these sessions. And so you got to turn up and learn the equipment, right? It is not difficult. It's only difficult when it's the first time you're doing it. That's the only time it becomes difficult. But once you keep practicing it, it becomes let's say normal. It becomes a little easier.
We're talking about Bar Fit experience.
Bar Fit,
yeah. You know the one that you won. 45 events that you won. Yeah, man. So, what your preparation was like for that? I could tell that you practiced every one of the disciplines.
The training was I did not. I must say I did not train a lot, but I I was training other people. So because I was training other people, teaching them how to do things, it was still for me. I was still training as well,
Right.
but I was not there like saying, let me train myself, right? I ran through the workouts, right, to see what time you need to do them in,
Right.
and see how they feel, but not like always training them, right?
Okay.
But because of a lot of persons like Caroline, they came down, they wanted to practice and stuff like that. I spent a lot of time working with them.
Yeah.
But then I turn around still teaching them, and then I think I get a lot of my training like that. And I always tell you, like a lot of like my sled pull and stuff like that is like for me taking back things to the gym.
Right.
So I always tell them, hey, man, I can do it, man. I can do it. It's cool. And it's like, wait, you want to do this, Thompy, man? Let me help you. But for me, I know into myself like I need less sweat. I need to feel like I'm doing something.
Right.
And then from training that group and the next group and the other group, and then for me, I get my training in there as well too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you didn't really do that specific training. Let me talk about select play because that's the one event that you didn't win. Mm-hmm. That's because the guy, when you see that guy technique with the sled pull, that changed your whole mindset, how you pull the sleds going forward.
Yeah, I think I approached that wrong because even when I saw like Andre and the other group did it, I didn't study that I could have bring the sled all the way up to the shoulders, which is that the sled now, the weight would be slightly off the ground, and then it'll get caught, right, and then you're gonna get more momentum now to
and less friction
onto the ground. So it's you live and learn. You're gonna make some mistakes, but if it's one thing, I would say a lot of people it's finishing. It's all about finishing strong. And that is what, when it comes to these short events, when you have something at 5 minutes, it means that's a very explosive event. It means that you cannot save any time. Okay, so even if you pace yourself, coming on to the end, you have to burn it.
Let go.
You have to let it go. So even we're not gonna talk about the 800s yet, but
we can talk about it now because we still not finished, right? You can talk about it yet.
Right. So there's two parts, two events that I can easily get beat. Right? And a lot of people didn't realize it. The soundbite.
The soundbite for him to carry.
Yeah, I ran. I think it was
119.
119, and then
Ron ran 121.
121, right? And Ron finished slow.
Yeah.
He just finished with a jog in.
Yeah.
If Ron did decide that he's gonna sprint in, or if I was in the same heat as Ron,
he would have probably beat you.
He would have beat me in that one. No doubt, he would have beat me in that one. Right? Maybe if we were together, I'm not sure, but if he did decide on his own to be sprint forward, he could have finished. So you have to have that mindset as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe if he had known how close he was to you in time as well.
Yeah, correct. So even when I go out there, so especially those short events, I making sure that once I finish, I'm on the ground. I'm not leaving anything out there on the
even with other events coming out in less than half hour to go, you tell yourself you can recover in time.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta push. You gotta push really, really hard.
Yeah.
The strategy for BARFit was very simple. It is a point system event. It means that if you win at least 3 events, the possibility of you winning the whole event, it is easy.
Yeah.
Right? So I did a lot of competition. As everyone will know, I do a lot of CrossFit competition back in the days. So we know how this point system go. So my strategy from day one was push really hard for the 3 event, right? And then position myself for the other 2 events.
Let chips fall.
Correct. Let chip fall where I just need to come 3rd or 4th and stuff like that is not a big thing. But you have to win events.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so the 800, congratulations to you for sure on the 800. I didn't know you had that. That's my fault strategy-wise too. I don't know if you send me the footage from that so I could play in the B-roll at this interview. But again, that's your determination. You say I saw it past me here.
Yeah, I didn't even see. I saw Kamal was coming up. I was like, oh God, Kamal is gone. Yeah, they're gone. And I was like, nah, Thompy. No, like I was like, hey, you already win, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna let it go down like this.
Right.
I'm gonna fight to the end. I didn't know if I could catch you all back or not.
Yeah.
But I was like, just give it your all. And I find too, when I even look over that video, I take so long to react right? That if say you or Kamal, I would mostly say Saul. If you did actually pass me like maybe like say about 20 more meters, it's like if you sprint past me 20 meters, I don't think I would have been that.
Right.
Yeah, because the time that it took to react from the 200-meter mark.
Yeah.
Right, and then
to develop.
To get up to speed, it was to me it was slow.
Right.
But because you all started so early, because you all started transition of passing me so early, then I had enough time.
I only meant because I certain myself would Kamal gone. Yeah. So I was surprised to see Kamal thing.
Yeah, and then Kamal passed me and then went straight in front of me and keep the same pace.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was like if you're passing a person, you gotta pass with speed.
Decisively.
And continue.
Yeah.
So when I realized that he passed and then I was still running and it's almost like, wait, he's still there.
Right.
Yeah, so and that was to me that was an epic 800.
It was a very
it finished off the individual bar fit really good.
Well. Then you had a good team as well. Your team won the team event, right?
Yeah, I had a great team. I must say I got commend Kenny Griffith, Andre Level, Father Early, and my boy Josh. I tried to it was a little struggle of getting that team together.
Okay.
But I tried to get the team together early, and George will tell you all, we was one of the last teams to actually enter.
I think he did mention that. Yeah.
And that is I do not like as doing like bar and stuff like that to actually be the last person to enter and stuff. I like to be sure that we can actually start training and stuff like that.
Right. Make sure you got the team.
Speaking
of bar, big bar coming up December 2022. How are you feeling for that this year? You haven't been on the podium in a couple of years. You was on the podium in 2020.
Yeah, I think I only for individual.
Yeah,
I think that is one aspect of where I need to work on a lot. Darren told me,
Darren like beating you too, right? Yeah. So that's a problem we got.
we were, but I still get a prize for like my age group or something. Yeah. And I remember this Darren telling me, Thompy, I know he said, it seems like the only person who's not winning anything is Thompy.
Right. Yeah.
But it's gonna be this year. I definitely gonna give it my all this
year. From seeing you at Barfeld, I tell myself it's a different Thompy again this year, though.
Yeah. But different. You see, I tell people that bar individual is a completely different race compared to the bar fit, and then also compared to the full bar.
Team.
The team bar as well. Bar fit is all you out there. It is three Ks.
It is bar individual races.
Yeah. You gotta be very efficient. It's like everything must be on point.
It's so condensed.
Yeah, it's so condensed. It's like, and also to the pressure, you gotta keep the pressure onto each person as well. You understand? Because basically what you're trying to do is to make persons make mistakes. So
the problem is a 3K, it's a sprint, really. It's a sprint between obstacles and carries. Yeah, and it's a very taxing sprint at that.
That very taxing,
And I find the field is getting closer and closer. Like everybody is becoming more condensed. Like the last 2021, even on the sandbike carry, we lead on the sandbike carry, it was a bunch.
Yeah.
The people it only really started to get separated, I would say, after the Atlas Stone carry.
Yeah, after the Atlas Stone.
Yeah, you start to see people start to dance when you see positions start to, and then when they start to get into the technical obstacles, then you will start to see people more fall off. I think when they get to the anchors or the. But well, George had said that the top part of that race was pure pace and strength.
It's pure pace, yeah. And I think going forward, this sport is gonna get big.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
And when the overseas competitors and stuff start coming to Barbados and compete, we need definitely to get our game up, right? And I think one of the things that definitely we need to do as well too is that like you need to start like in the event itself, like you have to be very close to other competitors as well, right? Because that's the only way sometimes a person will make a mistake on an obstacle.
If you put that pressure on them.
Put pressure on them when it comes to the individual.
Yeah. We actually saw Philip Amorous and Darren, who both won the women and the men last bar. both of them came down off of the lower traverse and did the burpees.
Yeah.
If it that closer to Tom, because you don't really feel obstacles.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So that that is the kind of you want those little myths and stuff that at least you can gain as well.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky thing out there, but you gotta train and then train very efficient as well. A lot of people tends not to train on their weaknesses.
Right.
So training on your weaknesses and covering the basics, I think that is the number one thing when it comes to bar on the individual as well. You gotta train that weakness as well.
Last thing before we go, 2-time gold medalist though in the team competition.
Yeah.
2-time reigning gold medalist Thompy and down there for sure.
Yeah.
That last year our team up with Daniel and Jade. Top team though.
That's a top team. I think that is I honestly am not being biased, but I would say that is that had to be one of the strongest team that Bar ever produced. That team was very strong.
Yeah.
I mean, I was almost like one of the weak person on that team.
Yeah.
Those girls was moving like.
Jade is a beast. Dan is a beast. Dan is a different level of competition.
Correct. I mean, that team was that team was on fire, like truth.
Right. You know the team on fire, but you as a person that is one of the most vocal, I think you say to yourself, is he probably the weakest person on this team?
Yeah, I would definitely say I was on the weakest person on that team.
Wow.
Big respect.
That's good self-awareness.
Yeah, big respect to Jade and Daniel. Daniel is just
Jade and Daniel, they're gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
They don't get tired. Yeah. Right? Dan is just a hard worker.
Yeah.
And you are a hard worker as well,
yeah.
Thompy. So yeah. That team was destined for the podium, but it's never a sure thing in terms of getting on the podium, or never sure thing for sure to come first. And they had some stiff competition there. I mean, the basketball shot, I think also with Trell wrenching the monkey wrenching these works, but he managed to put it out. What's he planning for this year for team, or you haven't gone?
Me and Dan, we didn't decide where our team is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess right now we're just playing it as it goes. I always tell people that, first you need to work on yourself first before you, before we start putting teams together, right? The good thing that we had with Daniel and Jade is just that they're already good. They're already working on their self.
Right.
So putting those people together, it was just like more camaraderie and stuff like that. It wasn't like skills and like that. Those girls is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So to be back on the team with those girls and stuff like that, I mean, that would be excellent.
Right.
Yeah. But we don't know where they are right now as well, because everybody want to switch it up. Everybody want to do it with their friends. Everybody want to do it with other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fair. And I actually sorry that that I was looking forward to that all girls team and
BARFit. Yeah. That would have been real good.
Yeah,
I feel like they would have run a good. They would have run a close though.
Yeah, definitely.
When they saw Amaris on that,
those lunges, yeah, I was like, because I was saying, Andre, listen, I just need to get rid of Amaris with lunges because she's not gonna stop, right?
Yeah.
So let me just, because we were walking through and stopping,
yeah,
and Amaris is not stopping, so I say like,
I continue to tell George, right? I mean, I suppose you didn't get cussed for this yet, but I tell George all the time that the women just as strong as men when it comes to the legs, right? If not stronger. You see when you give women a 30-pound, a 20-pound difference with a sandbag.
Especially with sandbag, they be running.
That's nothing to them. Yeah, that's nothing to them. And to lunge that is nothing to Amherst. Compared to green sandbag to do. I feel like a lunge that green sandbag is good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So yeah. But Thompy, I want to thank you for passing through and having this chat with me, though. But don't forget, it's all about fitness, goal studios, outdoor fitness for your bar fitness, your functional fitness kind of vibe. If you want to sneak in some secret training, he always willing to help somebody do some secret training as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I find though, Thompy, you always willing to help. A lot of people don't recognize that way. People feel because you good or because, but you didn't remember your first name is Coach.
Yeah.
And you're a coach first before you're an athlete. A lot of the time, you want to see everybody get better.
Yeah, and it's very hard to see when people are struggling. It's very hard to see when people are struggling. So sometimes I'll even be doing I'll even be doing my training, then see somebody struggling, then I will stop my training, then just to go and help.
Yeah.
And also too, I love the sport. Honestly, like the bar sport is just for me. I love the brand. I love the idea of how we go about the bar, right? So like for instance, this is something that you need to come and train for. It's not like say we be playing football and then a talented guy just say jump in. It's like this man is talented. He's just gifted. He just have it, right? When you come to bar now, you have to train for bar. You want to be good at bar, you have to train for bar.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the idea, you know, and I
You
like,
guys walk off the
you
street.
just can't walk off the street and just come. I like the idea you gotta work for it and stuff.
And I like also that even though there are some people that will come and got like a higher fitness base, like we said, man used to run,
Yeah.
I said man to do distance, but it's so many different aspects and components to it.
Right.
So every man will be real fast for school days.
Yeah.
He don't necessarily mean he's strong or he ain't good for the
Correct.
obstacles there. A man will be real strong in the gym, but he can't really run. It's
Correct,
just such
yeah.
an equal balance of
Correct,
things, right?
yeah.
And mind.
Yeah.
Of
You
physical
know?
things and mind.
Yeah, so that is good. So, but like for persons who are there training for the last 2 years and stuff like that, they're not gonna be disadvantaged.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You know, a new person not gonna kind of disadvantage them. I mean, you know, a person will still have to put in that kind of training.
Yeah.
So that is why I like the sport, because to me, I find that it's fair. I find that, you know, that is something that you grow to, and then it helps you with your everyday lifestyle as well. Not just that, it helps you with your everyday lifestyle. So.
All right, man, Thompy, thank you very much, man. It was a pleasure chatting to you. This has been the BARCast podcast. I believe this was episode 5. Saw it alongside Thompy talking all things bar. And don't forget, send us your feedback in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the podcast, how you think it's going, what you would like to hear, who you would like to hear from, and just like what topics you want us to discuss, etc. And we'll be sure to cover them on the next podcast or one in the future. Big it yourself. Thanks for watching. That's been the BARCast podcast.
All right, thanks for being here.